There's a reason that almost every buyer that calls me about relocating to Northern Michigan has Petoskey on their list of communities that they would like to live in. Hi, I'm Geno 𝐍𝐸𝐴, a local Northern Michigan real estate agent specializing in helping you relocate to Northern Michigan. Today, we're going to talk about the real reasons not to move to Petoskey. I'm not exaggerating when I say 8 out of 10 buyers that call me ask about moving to Petoskey. And who can blame them? With great restaurants, an active community, and a small downtown feel, who wouldn't want to live in this great town? But before you make the plunge and add Petoskey to your list of places you would like to live, I need to tell you the reasons not to move to Petoskey. Now, while Petoskey does have everything you would need to have a great lifestyle in Northern Michigan, one of the biggest reasons to not move to Petoskey is the cost of the homes here. I've said this in previous videos, but 5 or 6 years ago, you could call me with a $250,000 budget and I could get you a 3-bed, 2-bath house in a great subdivision with a huge yard every single day of the week. Now, with a number of factors such as COVID and all of the work from home crowd deciding that they want to relocate to Petoskey full time, it has become a lot harder to find a home at an affordable price. In fact, the median home price in the last 12 months is $419,000, with the average price being a whopping $721,000. Now, somebody made fun of me because I said in a previous video that the hard part about Petoskey is if you work here, you can't afford to live here. And while I got a lot of comments about that, there's a little bit of truth to that. The jobs that Petoskey have to offer do not always support the expensive price tag of living here. And it breaks my heart every time somebody calls me super excited about moving to Petoskey with a laundry list of wants and needs for their house and a $300,000 budget. Now, I do my best to help everybody no matter what their budget, but I want to be as honest as possible that Petoskey has gotten very expensive and it is much harder to live here than it once was. Now, it's not even the average homes that have been affected. I get a lot of calls for people that are going to retire or have sold their company or want to move to Petoskey, and they'll say, hey, I've got $1 million budget and I want a view of the water. Now, again, 5 or 6 years ago, that was easy to do. Today, an average house with a view of the water or on the water is about $2.5 million, which is obviously a very high price tag to live on or near the water here. Now, on average, Michigan in general is much less expensive than most of the states around the country. However, the demand and as few houses as we have really caused house prices to drive up. A lot of people are surprised with how expensive Petoskey is, especially when you look at the national average and figure out that Michigan is one of the least expensive states to live in, but with a lack of inventory and so much demand for people coming here, it's driving home prices in Petoskey up. Speaking of that, another reason to not move to Petoskey is the number of houses. We simply do not have a lot of houses here. And one of the biggest reasons we don't have new subdivisions are most of the builders in Petoskey are custom home builders. Somebody calls them, they build them a custom house. We don't have a Toll Brothers or a Pulte or somebody like that building large subdivisions with tens or hundreds of houses at one time, which is what Petoskey really needs. Now, I don't want to deter you from moving here, but just be prepared. If you want to move to Petoskey and you have the budget to afford to do so, you're going to have to act quick because the good houses here go fast. Now, you might ask me, what does a good house mean? A good house is a house that is high quality finishes and is also move-in ready. Those types of houses have performed the best and are the most sought after in the entire market. Another thing to consider is if you're going to live in Petoskey, likely downtown is going to be on your checklist. And one of the small things that we don't talk enough about is how limited the parking downtown is. Now, I'm not talking about the downtown business area where we all get parking tickets all the time. I'm talking about if you own a house in one of the great parts of downtown, you might have a garage, you might only have a driveway, and if you have visitors or extra cars, parking on the street is a challenge. Now, if after watching this video, you would still like to talk about relocating to Petoskey, please reach out to me directly at 231-487-6141. And don't worry, if you're not ready to pay Petoskey prices, there are tons of great communities just a short drive away that have something for every budget, and I'd be happy to help you. If you have found any value in this video, please hit the like button.